Well, hello again and welcome back to another airbrushing video. Apologies if there's some washing machine noise. I've got the washing machine going in the background. Hoping it's not going to come through too much, but there you go. It is what it is. Well, today I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm a member of an airbrush forum, and every now and again, I think it's every year or twice a year, they do a thing called Paint Pal, and you can sign up for it, and you do a little bit of artwork and send it off to someone who's sort of randomly assigned to you, and they receive it and they get to keep it. And of course, someone else who's signed up will be randomly assigned to send something to you, not necessarily the same person as you sent your picture to. So yeah, that's what we're doing today, and there are some rules. It has to be a maximum of 5" by 7". So I've made up one of my usual blanks out of sheet steel here and welded a little loop to the back of it. It's been sprayed in ordinary Halford's primer and gloss black car paint out of a rattle can. And yeah, that's the base of our painting. Now, as always, the first thing to do is to give this gloss paint a bit of a key so we can airbrush onto it. And as usual again, I'm going to use some nice red Scotch-Brite to do so. There we go, no need to go crazy, just enough to dull it up a little bit. And this is what I'm going to be attempting to paint. This is my reference. I've sort of printed it out more or less 5 by 7. And yeah, printed it out a couple of times. We're going to give it a go. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out from a bit of acetate, if I can get some out of my packet here, just the overall shape of the profile of the face here. So basically just the white part, and then I'm just going to spray myself a little bit of a guide background in white to sort of give me something to start from, really. And of course, one of the great things about using steel plate is that we can hold this shield on with our magnets as usual. And there's never any harm really in using plenty of magnets. Righto, now let's get that white blown in. Well, I've been thinking a little bit what to do next, and I think what I am actually going to do is the nostril, believe it or not. I think that's a good reference point for everything else. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the other part of the shield, cut the nostril out, match it up, and then spray that in a hard black. It's got a nice hard edge there, and we can blur the other edges up later on. Well, before I get into the more textured stuff, there are a couple of general areas of shadow which I think I can bring in now with the black. Just sort of very general shadowy areas that don't particularly have a great deal of texture to them. Now what I might normally do is mark up some of this with graphite paper, but I can't find my graphite paper anywhere. So I'm going to just use the shield just to get the little curve of the sort of bottom of the nostril. So I'm going to cut that out of that reverse bit of shield that I've still got left, and just blow in this little bit, and then we can sort of gather up the rest with a little bit of texturing, hopefully. Now what I want, of course, is to just spray off that corner edge, so I don't want to give this any other edges, if that makes any sense. I don't want that to spread out. So let's try that now. Now I have got those faint corners there, but we'll get rid of them later. Soften this up a little bit. Now on our reference, we've got a little bit of texture in this area. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to tear a thin layer of the old Scotch-Brite pad and spray through it. Bit of a trick there. Right, I'm going to now cut the shape of the eye out, and I'm going to cut the shape from this sort of upper eyelid down and then round here, just to get that positioned really more than anything else. Right, now still on my acetate, I'm going to cut out the part of the upper eyelid. Clean that off a little bit first. Now I think we need to add a little bit of white and bring in the highlighty parts of the eye. I'm going to use the shield again for that, and I can bring in again as well some highlights here. There's some sort of quite white hot spots while I've got the white in the brush. I can just bring back in again. We've got a little bit of overspray here, and this has gone just a little bit too white. I didn't want that quite that bright. That's just a sort of shade of the other eyebrow, really, isn't it? So I'm going to put the shield back on this side and just go over the edge of it in black, just to sharpen all that up a little bit. Right, I need to add in the lips next, I think. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out the bottom lip first. I'm going to do a lip at a time, believe it or not. And yeah, I think I'm just going to very, very faintly touch that in white, and then put in those little highlights. Well, I guess that's where I'll leave it for tonight. It's getting a little bit late, I'm feeling a little bit tired, so I don't want to muck it up. I think we'll carry on with this perhaps tomorrow evening. Well, it's the next day and we're back on this airbrush painting. And the next thing I want to do is, I think, the teeth. Yeah, you can see on the reference there is a small amount of tooth showing, and it's mainly white, but it's got a few little dark stripes in it, I guess where the lines are, the gaps between the teeth. So I'm going to start off, I'm just going to cut that shape out of a bit of acetate. Right folks, now it's time to bring in some of the hair, and I'm going to start with the sort of broader sweeps that I'm fairly confident I can do with the airbrush. Now this is a bit challenging, and I'm struggling with the fine control of the airbrush, as you can see on bits and pieces like this, but I think I can easily rescue this. I'm going to try some scratching. I'm going to try bringing some fine hairs in with some scratching and try and neaten all this up a little bit. And of course the scratching should work, because obviously we started with a black background. Right, well I'm not sure the scratching really worked for me, so I've made some slits in the paper here, and I'm going to use that as a sort of a quick template just to make some fine hairs. Well, I think that's as good as that's going to get. So let's get some UVLS clear on it.